this reboot, reset has been in the works for a while, but is there something with the team that you guys just felt, you know, now's the time, we really want to start fresh and reset everything?
Is this for everybody? But what we wanted to do, the main reason we did it, you know, if you remember, we did a Mortal Kombat 1 through 11, right, basically, and each one we introduced another bad character who was more powerful than the last one, right? And so at some point when you hit 11 times you do that, you go, maybe we should reset things, right? And so that was kind of like the premise of, we wanted a really fresh take onto the story, and so that's basically this thing. This game literally starts with a big bang, and then all these characters that you know are reintroduced in a brand new story that it's familiar, but it's completely different. You know, we've said it a number of times. Scorpion, Sub-Zero always wanted to kill each other. They're ninjas. Now they're brothers, right? And so how does that evolve into the story? So imagine that with all the characters, and that's what this game is.
Yeah, I'd love to know why the team decided to go with like an assist-based fighter versus like a straight tag team.
Yeah, you know, I don't know how many people remember Mortal Kombat 9, which we call Mortal Kombat, had a tag team feature in it, and a lot of players liked it, but it was a little bit too overwhelming to memorize two characters. Things. Certainly, fighting game players they ate it up, right? But like the more casual player felt like it was just too much, and they didn't play as much. So the assist fighters, the Cameo fighters, those are really easy to execute. It's one button. They do something really cool. You can mix and match with all the main fighters. That was Absolutely. You are going. Our panel is going to really satisfy that. I'll tell you that much. So absolutely. You know, whenever we get like new technology, the first thing we think of is how can we tell a cooler, engaging story, right? Because if you think of the story in the first Mortal Kombat game, it was just text, basically. We just described the characters. Now it's a full-blown movie, pretty much, right? We have scripts, we have actors, we have sets, we have all that stuff. So technology tends to really lend us a more sophisticated presentation for telling a story, as well as things like online gameplay and rankings and stuff like that, which has been around a while, but it always lets us mainly tell a more sophisticated story.
There's kind of a spirited discussion about the roster with this just an enormous cast of characters over the years. Part of this discussion is going to have like here's the deal breakers
I think there are certain characters that we probably won't ever leave out. You know, Mortal Kombat 3 didn't have Scorpion originally, and we learned our lesson, right? So Scorpion, Sub-Zero, I'd say, you know, Liu Kang, Raiden, you know, you're probably going to see them coming, and so that's kind of like a staple group there. And then the other 80 characters that we have, something like that, you know, we try to keep them rotating in, so it's a cool moment when someone returns, and so we're kind of playing with that too. Give somebody a rest, a couple of games later, bring them back, and so that's kind of what it's up.
Even though you have so many amazing characters, can you touch on any like the guest characters, like other characters that you might be seeing?
Oh man. If you ask me this tonight, I can go crazy on it. But
or how about like what's like the legalities, like with the licensing?
Oh yeah. Every game, you know, last game we had Rambo, Terminator, RoboCop. You know, a lot of those properties are owned by somebody else, and so there's hoops you got to jump through to get permission to do that. So all that stuff is started months, if not years before. And then when it all comes together, you know, Alien, Predator, you know, we kind of group them like that. when you see what we're going to do with the next one, you'll absolutely get it. You'll absolutely get it.
So more announcements at the panel.
What was that?
Announcements at the panel. Like,
We'll see. We'll see.
So obviously we're in this year of like multiverses and time travel. You just picked the perfect year to drop this game.
Right.
I guess in the most sincere way, like how does this end? Like do you have like an end for all of this at some point? Like when you just wrap up Mortal Kombat?
If you would have asked me this 31 years ago, you know, is there an end to this? I'd probably say, well, we're not going to be around in 30 years.
Right.
You know, I'd say something like that. So, if it ends, it'll probably be when I'm not around anymore. You know, so I could see Mortal Kombat. To me, Mortal Kombat is kind of like, you know, DC, Marvel. You know, it's like this universe where you can make, you know, spin-offs and all that stuff like that. So I hope it doesn't end soon.
Well, not.
Who's your go-to character to play?
Scorpion.
Okay. Has it changed in the
No, it has. It's always been. You know, Scorpion was the first character, or one of the early characters that we got in when we saw this is special, right? Throwing a spear, pulling him in. You know, the other fighting games weren't doing that kind of crazy stuff, and that inspired, you know, Sub-Zero and freezing people and Raid and teleporting and all that stuff. So Scorpion to me is that, you know, I'm the guy who was yelling "Get over here" in the very first game and stuff like that. So there's a nostalgic kind of thing with me as well. Oh, thank you. Oh, it's the ultimate full circle thing. I mean, I'm sure some of you know that we wanted Jean-Claude Van Damme in the very first game, and there was complications involved with it that it just couldn't happen. And over the years, we've tried 3 or 4 times, you know, to get him back into the game, and then again, you know, complications and timing and all that stuff, and it could just never happen. And somehow on Mortal Kombat 1, the stars aligned, or the planets aligned, and we were able to make it happen. So I'm very excited.
I know it went right up. I think it was a few months ago you mentioned 2011.
Say that again. Back to digital storefronts. Honestly, I can't remember right now. Has it been removed from everything, or well, I suppose if you're saying, can we bring it to, you know, PS5, you know, Xbox PC? We currently don't. As far as I know, we don't have a plan to do that. But we've brought back the arcade games and stuff like that over the years, and so we're always in that discussion about it. Right?
So I've been curious, over the years, games always got tons of action. As technology's evolved, it's allowed you to do more and more and more. How do you find the balance between, specifically fatalities and some of the action, between not enough, perhaps it's too much, or just right?
You know, we don't have like a set of rules that says we can't do this, we can't do that. And there's a group of 8 or 9 that really in our team that love to put fatalities together. They send them all to me, and to me it's just kind of like a gut feeling of no, we're not going to do that. You know, and there have been plenty of ideas presented that I've had to kind of nix, you know, and considering the stuff that we've released, you can imagine, you know, some crazy ideas really.
So, in terms of the multiverse timelines and things that you've sort of played with in the last game, Mortal Kombat 1 now, is this Fire God Liu Kang timeline Mortal Kombat for the future, or is it specifically just for Mortal Kombat 1?
I think it's, the way I look at it right now is that it is the beginning of a new timeline, right? So it is something that will continue. It is something that will, but we're not going to go back to the Mortal Kombat 11 one and do more with that. It's basically, we're saying we're just drawing a hard line at MK11 and saying, okay, let's start over. That's the whole reason why we're calling it Mortal Kombat.
So going into how Mortal Kombat is trying to do different things that other fighting games haven't done, have you looked into doing certain things that, like accessibility, for people who want to play a casual fighter, where you did the easy fatality, doing that for like combos and stuff like that, so somebody can just press a button and do certain moves and all that stuff. Is that something you look into? Or?
Yeah, we've absolutely toyed with that idea. Street Fighter 6 just recently announced something, like modern control, right?
Yeah.
And it's basically like some special moves at one button. We've toyed around with that. We never really quite pulled the trigger, but I do think there's something to that. Because believe it or not, some people cannot go down towards A, right? They just that motion, the dexterity to do that just doesn't. People don't get it. That was actually a lot of the reasons why in the arcade game, a lot of our moves were tap in one direction, because everybody can go left. Not everybody can do a dragon punch, right? And so that was kind of the thing there. So we're always talking about it, but this game we didn't. Oh, every game there's stuff that I would have done differently. 100%. I only look at the flaws. I only look at the things I wish we could have done, and it's probably a sickness that I have or something. And this game, every game there's something that I wish we could do. Oh. I wish we had more memory to do more fidelity for the animalities in the game. Like, I want animalities to return at some point with technology that we have now. I'm not promising anything, so don't write anything. but it would be cool to do.
Pretty much in the same line, but is there any special move that you regret of putting in the hub?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Is there any special move that you regret that you put it on a game?
Any special what?
Like a special move that you regret.
Oh, there's certainly special moves that I wish we had done differently, but I can't name something off the top of my head. It's like I wish we never did that, something like that. So.
I think that's it.
I think that's the.
And mind if we get a group selfie real quick?
Sure.
Who's in this picture with me?
It's a game.
Thanks.
Thank you.
And it's the